Welcome to the Living Quadratus podcast and welcome to our table. As for each of our episodes, we have two wishes for our time together. Firstly, if you've found that you have moved away from church or from religion for some reason, or maybe you're just exploring the idea of a spiritual life, the Living Quadratus podcast may allow you the freedom and safety to explore again or for the first time. This podcast is not for any particular faith tradition. It is for you, whoever you are, and whatever it is that is present for you today. You're welcome here. Second, we're here to explore the everyday practices of Quadratus, which is our name for the universal pattern that lives in everything. We're looking to discover how, for Christians, Quadratus is at the very core of Jesus' teachings. I'm Bron Thoroughgood. I'm a Quadratus practitioner, and I'm joining you from Newcastle, Australia, where I live on a Wabical land right near the coast. And with me is our co-host, Alexander John Shaia, author and founder of Quadratus. Could you share with us where you're coming from today and what the weather is like? A weather update.
Thank you, Brian. So here in the northern hemisphere on the coast of Spain, it's a very cloudy day. We are just slowly dipping ourselves into summer. And I'm delighted to come from this ancient Celtic land. And I so appreciate that we are offering ourselves and each other a table of freedom and safety. Please come sit with us and explore your outer and inner life.
Yeah, definitely. And we really just invite you to be really present at our table and maybe make some comments or give us some feedback about what you're thinking about some of the things that we're going to be discussing today, because we always love just receiving your words of wisdom, because we're just putting things out there into the universe and waiting for you to participate with us. So this is your table as well as ours, and we're just looking forward to hearing from you too.
So, Bron, would you lead us in a brief meditation just to help us center and ground? And I'll
Yeah.
strike the gong here.
Okay. Thank you. I'd love it. So I'm mindful that you might be listening to this podcast while you're driving or walking or doing some other activity where it's not safe to actually stop and close your eyes. So I'm inviting you just to modify and adjust this pause to accommodate your circumstances. So wherever you are and whatever you're doing, take the time to pause in this moment. And if you're able, allow your eyes to close softly. Otherwise, join me in taking a journey inwards. Let's take a deep breath together, inhaling slowly through your nose, filling your belly, then your chest, and then exhale, completely releasing any tension that you've carried into this space. Take another breath and feel yourself arriving more fully here. Now allow your awareness to go to the natural rhythm of your breath as it flows in and out of your body without trying to change it. Simply observe the rising and falling of your chest, the cool air entering through your nostrils, the warm air as you exhale. Maybe you can notice your belly expanding and then just contracting back towards your spine. Take a moment just to feel your heart. What is your heart yearning for today? Be present to this yearning as it flows through you. And remain open to whatever arises. Just remember, thoughts will come and go. And that's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. But as they do, just bring your attention back to your breath. In a moment, Alexander John will strike the gong, which is your invitation to effortlessly come back into this space together.
Thank you, Bron.
My
I
pleasure.
love you leading us in meditation and sort of grounding. So what are we going to talk about today?
Well, last time we talked about, before we had Janelise with us, we talked about absorbing the deeper rhythms. And I love the 8 essential practices. I love them all. But the one that I have underestimated the value and the impact of the practice is engaging with beauty. And I didn't appreciate that intentionally seeking out beauty and awe could have such an impact on my mind and on my body and on my well-being, my mental health. It really has, I changed a lot of things as a result of learning about this practice. And so I just was wondering if you might begin our conversation by perhaps just maybe leading us through why beauty, engaging with beauty and awe was something that became a practice, became one of the essential practices of Quadratus.
There's part of me also that wants to say, tell us about what changed for you. But before we go there, Brian Swim, the cosmologist,
Mm.
in his beautiful book about the universe story, he posits what's the role of the human in the cosmos.
Mm.
And he suggests that at the core of being human is our ability to have wonder.
Mm.
Now, we don't know that animals and plant life, etc., on this planet don't have an ability to have wonder, but he suggests that that might be at the very core of being human.
Mm.
That we can look at the cosmos and we can look at a single flower, we can look at a blade of grass and have an experience of wonder. that we're drawn not so much out of ourselves, but we're drawn to expand ourselves to feel the place that we have in this seamless tapestry of the cosmos. And to have wonder about this cosmos, but also to have wonder about where it's come from and who is the creator, who is the source of all this beauty. And I've discovered for myself that even in days that are very painful, confusing, anxious, I can go and sit, for me, I can sit with the flower. I don't know whether you can see the orchid that's opening up right over my shoulder, but that really has become part of my daily prayers. The joy of seeing one more bloom and looking deep into the orchid and seeing that throat and the intricate design that's in the throat of the orchid. Who designed such beauty? And who gave me and gave us the ability to appreciate it? So I think of the experience of beauty, and really the experience of beauty is sort of awe
Yes.
and wonder. And in that, joy. And in the joy, maybe the understanding of how each of us are part of this incredible tapestry. But all of that, in many ways, is, in terms of Quadratus, a third path experience.
Yeah.
And I would just ask people, if you're driving, if you're walking, if you're sitting, where do you find those moments of awe and wonder? Is it standing back and seeing the overview of the forest and the weave of the landscape? Or is it drawing in to look at one leaf of a tree, to sink into a patch of grass? I'm thinking of the astronauts who have just returned from going around the far side of the moon, that they had perhaps the most expansive view ever of looking across the moon and seeing the Earth set, but also the wonder and awe that we can have by putting something almost under a microscope and looking so deeply that we can see the veins in a leaf, and then even the little capillaries in the leaf, and know that there's a whole universe right there.
Yeah.
So I just am wondering with everyone who's watching and listening about, where are those experiences for you?
Yeah. And if people wanted to see the list of all the 8 practices, they can go and find the link below to be able to see, where engaging with beauty and awe fits in with the other 7 practices. I'm intrigued that, yeah, sorry, go.
Well, and that's the final chapter of the book. But one of the things that that if I were going to rewrite the book today, I would actually put that chapter at the beginning, or maybe I would have that chapter twice, at the beginning and at the end. Because many people sometimes can get a little off track as they're reading, thinking that this may seem a little abstract, but it's really about these 8 practices.
Mm. Yeah.
And knowing that each practice, like looking at a leaf and seeing the veins and the capillaries, that the whole journey of the 4 paths is also within each practice.
Can you just go a little bit into beauty and awe and how it interacts with each of the 4 paths? Would you be like, for, because I can see how it can interact with the 3rd path, but I'm kind of wondering, how does it interact with the with paths 1 and 2 especially?
So let me give an image, and I hope that many people have had an experience of a labyrinth,
Yeah.
or if you actually know the Rosette Rose Labyrinth that's in the Cathedral of Chartres in France. And a picture of that labyrinth has been taken from the ceiling looking down.
Mm.
And you see this almost flower that opens up on the floor of the cathedral. And you see the center of the labyrinth. And that center place is a lot like the 3rd path, that deep core. But what you also realize when you look at the labyrinth that way is you realize that the entire labyrinth is the center.
Yeah.
And it's the aroma and the beauty of that center that holds us on the whole journey. That on the 1st path, as we seemingly are standing in the ashes of yesterday, where it looks as if everything is gone, that we can actually look closely at that
Mm-hmm.
and smell the aroma or see the wonder is still there underneath that ash.
Mm-hmm.
In some ways, the ash of yesterday can lead us to a deeper appreciation that that's not all that's going on in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Something new is being born. And on the 2nd path, the beauty and the awe in the midst of times which are utterly exhausting, perhaps for many people, what they're feeling right now today with the world situation. Come home to the beauty and the awe that still lives right with you. That doesn't take away from the strain and the exhaustion. The strain and the exhaustion right now is true, but it's not all that is.
I listened to John O'Donoghue have an interview with Kristen Tippett, and he talked about how soldiers on the front line are surrounded by devastation, and how do they keep going in that? But it's the memory of the something beautiful that they have taken with them on the inside that no one can rip away, that is always in the corner of your eye, always just seeing it. I love that.
You make me remember a time now about 10 years ago where I had very serious surgery. I was very ill. And I was in a hospital room that was, in some ways, there was nothing of beauty of this hospital room. And a friend came and brought me one flower. And I remember how in the starkness of this room, the sterility of this room, when I was in as much pain as I can ever remember being in, I could see that one beautiful bloom
Mm.
and know there's something more than just pain in the world.
Yeah. Isn't that incredible?
Really.
Yeah.
I mean, I could almost say it's salvific.
Yeah.
It held me to know pain is not the final reality.
Exactly. So good. That's so good. Can I say one more thing?
Please.
That see, this reminds me of in when I'm a mindfulness meditation teacher, and so one of the tools that we give people who have experienced trauma and are trying to find their way back in into the world in an integrated way is to think of a safe and beautiful place. And so that becomes the place they go when all else feels like it's falling apart. So it's like it's a practice that it's well known as a healing tool
Right,
as well.
right, right. And it's so important. I know that some Buddhist teachers, I know that Thich Nhat Hanh talks about finding that refuge inside oneself. It's there.
Yes. Yeah.
But also for us who are devotees or followers of the Christos,
Mm.
to find that radiant center inside that is always there,
Mm.
always. And
Yeah.
again, that doesn't make the quote unquote the pain go away, but it allows us to hold it and
Yeah.
live through it.
Mm. Yeah, I the thing that shifted for me when I realized that this was an intentional practice was one of the recommendations that the book makes is to try soul collage. So I started doing that. I did not see myself as a creative person when like 5 years ago when I started all of this. I wanted to be, but I just couldn't see it, and I couldn't see myself drawing, painting, nothing like that. But I thought, well, I could cut out a picture and paste it on, maybe read it. But that was like the doorway in. It was so much more. It was so much more than cutting out a picture. It was engaging my entire mind, body, and soul
Mm-hmm.
as from the moment that I picked up a even through the week when I would look at through magazines or see photographs that I had taken, or I would invite that into my collection. I saw the world. I started to see the world differently and think, what? Oh, I don't know why I'm being drawn to that, but I'm going to keep that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came out in my cards.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was my first taste of, yeah, there is more, that I'm surrounded by it. I'm surrounded by messages, I felt.
Yes. Yes. And I mean, whenever we talk about what we as psychologists think we know today, it's always about, well, we think we know this, but it does seem as if that we are born with images, that our self is not blank, that we are born in a body
Mm.
that has already built in an image system. And what we're not aware of is that right now, as I'm speaking, my mind is thinking in images that in a millisecond, it chooses to translate a picture into a word.
Hmm.
So imagery is like a river that's always flowing through us.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And for some of us, stepping into that direct experience of image can bring us back home to ourselves.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think
I
that,
okay.
well, I
Yeah.
just in our beautiful logic rational world, and I appreciate the gift of that and what it also gives us. But we perhaps forget that what's deepest in us is not rational word,
Mm.
but image.
Mm.
And as some would say, all of us, every human a year and a half, 2 years old is trilingual.
Is what?
Trilingual. We
Wow.
are all born from the very first moment, maybe even in the fetus, maybe even in the womb.
Yeah.
We have the language of body.
Yes.
And secondly, we have the language of image. And then third, which developed somewhere a year and a half to 2 years old, is we have quote unquote consensual language where we have learned how to form sounds that another person can understand.
Mm.
But those sounds that we form are built upon an image because our brain is thinking in images.
Mm.
And anyway, I could go on, but it also leads back to why, for some people, image based meditation is so powerful.
Mm. Well, I in just to carry on with that thought, I I didn't trust the image that I was drawn to. I just thought that was just like I just thought it was random. I didn't even take any notice of it. But now, even as you're explaining that, at a conscious level have many images going through my mind that just fill me, overflowing with that beautiful warmth of belonging. You know, it's just and so and so that even though I can't represent them brilliantly in painting or sketching or anything like that, I can represent them. I can represent them. I can get some color on a page, and I and and it's good. You know, it just feels right.
Absolutely.
And then I,
Absolutely.
I I go to the beach, and it feels full. You know, I can't like I take a photo of the sunrise every time I see it, as if it's the first time I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
You know, how is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Same with sunset. Tonight, the sunset here in Newcastle was red. It
Ah,
was flaming red. You know, I was like, I can't get enough of that. And so I take a photo all the time. That's what my photo reel is full of. It's, and it warms me.
yeah.
I love it.
And I
And
have,
I'm glad I know it.
because I also have the great privilege to live by the ocean. Last night at sunset, I walked over to watch the sun go down. It had been a very cloudy day. And then just before the sun dipped down below the horizon, although I realize now that we know physics better, that it's the sun is not going anywhere, it's the earth is turning away from the sun.
Yes, of course.
But the clouds parted and there was this ray of light that just shot across the water towards me.
Mm.
And I thought, this is reality.
Yes.
That even in moments where the clouds are dark,
Mm.
there's going to come that moment where they're going to part.
Mm.
And that's not going to just happen in nature, it's also going to happen in me.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that the ocean is my favorite place to
Mm,
be, um, because there just seems to be so many facets of it that bring me great joy. But just like you said, I can't believe the number of metaphors for life that
mm,
I find just by frolicking around at the edge of the ocean, watching the waves tumble over me, before me, around me, dive under, stillness.
mm,
It's just there's the sun coming up through the clouds as you describe, the sun setting and still having the radiance coming towards me.
mm.
That even though it feel, even though the maybe this amazing moment has passed, there's still radiance there for time that I'm basking in afterwards.
Yes. So I just want people to hear again that the awe and the wonder is not it the awe and the wonder can live right alongside the pain and the anxiety. But we learn how to live a life of both and.
Mm. Yeah.
And that both and becomes in some mysterious way like a miracle
Mm.
that
Thank
lets
you so
us.
much for sharing that. That is so important. Thank you for sharing that. Sorry to interrupt, go.
No, I know how difficult these days are for so many,
Yeah.
and for me in my own way.
Yeah.
But it's always both and.
Mm. There's so much that we could talk about around this, but what I would love, I would really love it. I'm going to post like a photo, maybe under, when we put this up online, I'm going to post a photo of a beautiful sunrise.
Mm,
And I would love to see, because that just brings me so
mm,
much.
mm,
It just resonates right through my body.
mm.
And I just wonder what are the what do people see as beauty? What is it that they are looking at that is of beauty?
Right.
Before we go, one thing I would like to just talk about is you mention one of the other parts of beauty, engaging with beauty, is collaboration in your book. And I would have to say that is something I never thought about, but it brings me the same feeling when I'm in synergy with I don't know if this is what it means, but I feel like when I'm in synergy with people that I'm working with, when I was working with my team before I finished work, my full-time job, that team, we were like, it was amazing to work with them.
Mhm.
We were creative, we laughed, we cried, we just innovated. Like, that was beautiful. And it was, what, it was awe inspiring. I think it was awe inspiring for each one of us. So I don't know if I'm on the right track there, but have you got anything to say around why you would have included collaboration as part of beauty and awe?
Well, again, um, what I believe is that logic and rational words are the least effective way to form community or communion. think more about a group of people coming together to sing. Think about a group of people that sit together to read and share poetry,
Mhm.
or to come together to work together on a mosaic. Or for me, I've had so many experiences of groups of people gathered around quote unquote a sand tray and working a sand image together. There is something that happens when we come together in a creative way
Yeah.
that creates a deeper communion
Mm.
than logic and rational words.
Yeah.
It's one of my theme songs is to help people understand that trying to rationally discuss things is the least effective way of communication.
Mm. Yep.
And
I
I
would agree.
feel like that's not a usual thing for quote unquote someone who is a psychologist to say, but it is a deep truth.
Mm-hmm.
Consensual words are the least powerful. The more powerful aspects of coming together are something that touches into our bodies and our imagination.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree.
So doing yoga together, which is
Yeah.
we are speaking with the core element of language when we come together with our bodies in that way.
Mm.
Anyway,
Thank you. That really answers that because what I do, what I'm describing each time I go into this is making me feel this is beautiful. This is bringing out awe in me. It's always the same feeling, and so it's just this whole I don't know. It's warmth from here to here. It's I'm full of the spirit. It's just it's overflowing. And when I think about working with that particular group of people, it's the same.
yeah.
So yeah, so thanks for explaining that. It's so many things that are beautiful. Can't wait to hear um, everyone else's thoughts on what their experience engaging intentionally with beauty and awe.
Please, please.
Mm.
I forgot to ask Bron. She was going to tell us about everything that she has begun to do because of this practice of beauty and awe. And what have you begun, Ron?
Like my life has completely changed. So as a result of engaging with beauty, I know our cathedral has a beautiful choir. So I decided that's going to be my church. I'm going to go. I'm just going to sit in church and just soak up the music. So that's been amazing. Then I have taken up the recorder.
Mm.
I bought a tenor recorder, and so now because I love the deep resonant tones of the tenor recorder, I have bought some singing bowls and some other sound instruments because I like to. I'm actually going to train in that in as a sound healer. So that's something I've
Mhm.
done. I've learnt to paint. I've learnt to draw. I take photographs. I just sit out the back and look at a tree, play with like everything. It's all around me, but I just didn't realize there was just so much that I could actually engage with. And it's just like every day I just do something that is connecting with some, and it is awesome. It does bring some sense of awe. And you know what? It links back to what we were talking about the last time when you described every morning and every evening taking a breath in and pausing and a breath out. I do that now when I go to the beach
Mm.
and I sit in the mornings when I have my swim. I
Mm.
stand in front of the ocean and take that breath in and pause and then release that breath. And I do it when I look at that sunset at night, or even if I can't see the sunset, my backyard is beautiful. My garden, that's the
Mm.
other thing. I garden. I've got the most amazing garden now. So yeah, I've done so much. I'm so and collage. I told you that at the beginning. I do soul collage, and yeah, so so much has opened up to me as I've learnt to engage with beauty and awe, and um, it's just made my life rich.
Wow.
So yeah, very thankful for it.
Thank you so much. That adds so much to our discussion.
Have you
So
got
again,
anything
look
else?
down below to all the
Yeah,
links that are there, and
yeah.
we have a information
Oh,
session coming up for the Heart and Mind Circle, which is the deepest work of Quadratus, is the gathering together of people, a small circle, and what we call a Heart and Mind Circle anyway. And we have the Four Gospel Journey program, and we have a number of offerings. Please go to the website and go to our learning page and see all the things that we are offering so that your body and your imagination
mm,
can come and live in a deeper place and
mm,
smell the aroma and feel the wonder and awe that
mm,
helps us live through difficult times.
mm. And do it in community.
Mm, absolutely.
Mm,
2, 3, 4, 5 people.
magical.
Yeah.
Well, it's been
Thank,
beautiful. Thank you.
thank you. Not sure where
Um,
we're going to go today, but something amazing always happens when the two of us have a chance to
yeah,
have our hearts meet.
absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much for this chat and looking forward to the next time we get together. I think we'll have someone with us next time.
We do. All right. Go well.
All right, here is my cup.
Uh, cheers. You don't get to see
Oh,
the other side. Oh, you've got
there's
the
my
practices and I've got
yeah.
joy.
I got the practice. That's why I
Right.
keep going on about them because they're right there when I drink. All right. Have a great week, Alexander John. Bye.
Same to you.